Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Cricket on Forever Sports. And South Africa have just thrown away the first T20 of the blooming series. Hendricks was disgraceful. That performance, he should be dropped as of tomorrow. Tomorrow he should be sent out the bubble, back to the Lions. He should not be putting on a Proteas jersey for a very, very long time. That was a disgraceful performance from a match where South Africa was so primed to win, so set, so ready to win, and completely threw it away in 6 deliveries. He had 1 over to bowl, get through it, not go for too much. That's all he had to do. And he couldn't do that. It was a disgraceful performance. And we're going to get to it more in detail as we go and look at the match as a whole, where South Africa had the chance to really go and make a statement and beat what is considered the best limited over side in the world right now, likely, the current World Cup champions. And we completely stuffed it up because of one individual. I am absolutely fuming at what I just witnessed. But we're going to have to go through the entire match and try and look at it from and there's a lot of positives to take away. Mark Barcher can look tomorrow and say there are some positives to look away, but there's one glaring error that the selectors need to account for, and we're going to get to that. But before we break down the entire game, please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner there. Smash a like as well. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the game. Right, so England won the toss and put us in to bat first. And only 3 teams have ever actually defended at Newlands. And an average score was 158. So 179 for 6 was not a bad total at all. They really did manage to come back towards the end and put in a reasonable total. That was very, very defendable. In terms of batsman, Temple Bavuma chucked his wicket away. A poor judgment call, poor shot selection. For those people who are calling for him to be dropped, please do myself a favor and go and actually look at his limited over stats. He averages in the 40s in T20s and much the same in ODI. So, we can't go and look at one game and say Bavuma needs to go whatever. I'm not saying the test side, limited overs, Bavuma deserves to be there and he must be back because he has been playing a lot better. Quinton de Kock started off very well and then struggled to get going. 30 runs off 23. Faf du Plessis was very, very good. Strike rate of 145, 58 runs off 40 balls. And I actually said, when he walked out, I think we're going to see a resurgence in Faf du Plessis. He's no longer the captain. He's had a long break now this year. He's had a bit of time away from the game, which I think he's really needed because he shouldered a lot of responsibility and a lot of blame, where a lot of people were leaving and stuff like that, and a lot of issues. He was captain during arguably the biggest sort of period of turmoil we've had since readmission. And I think that break is going to do him a lot of good. And he looked very, very good. And Van der Dussen played a very handy knock of 37 off 28. Heinrich Klaassen 20 off 12. Pat van Biljon 7 off 6. And then a fantastic little cameo by George Linder, who was fantastic and deserved better today. He was brilliant. Probably still my man of the match, to be honest. It'll go to Bairstow because he pretty much won the game. But I think that George Linder was fantastic today. 12 of 6 runs, came in, hit a 4 and 6, got us up to 179. A strike rate of 200 on debut. In terms of the England bowling, the pick of the bowlers was Sam Curran, who got 3 wickets, went for 28 runs, an economy of 7. Other wicket takers were Archer with 1, Curran with 1, Jordan with 1. Adil Rashid was very economical, 4 overs, none for 27. We then started off brilliantly. George Linder, fantastic. First over, we were 1 for 1. Joss Butler, cheers, thank you, 2 balls, and he was away. And what a start for Linder. Brilliant stuff by him. Can we just talk about the fact that he bowled 4 overs, 2 for 20. At one stage, he bowled his first 2 overs for just 2 runs, took 2 wickets. That was a brilliant performance by him. Absolutely brilliant. And took 2 catches today. So you look at him and you think he's done absolutely everything you would want. If you had said, this is what we need from your Dave, you wouldn't even want anything near that. You could have asked for half their contribution. He was terrific. Kagiso Rabado, 4 overs, none for 32. Economy of 8, looked a bit expensive, but bowled pretty well at the death when we actually needed him to. So, to be fair, it was 1 over where they went after him. I'm gonna leave out Hendricks. We're going to come to him at the end. Lungi Ngidi, 3.2 overs, 2 for 31. I feel sorry for him because he came back really well towards the end. And he's usually a very good death bowler, but he was defending 7 of 6. And yes, they hit him in 2 boundaries, so you can sit there going. But I'm not going to judge somebody who was given 7 of 6. As far as I'm concerned, the last over didn't even matter because we've seen Lungi Ngidi defend the likes of a 10 thing. But when you've got 7 of 6 runs and 5 wickets in hand, you can do what you like. You can clear the front leg from the first ball and say what happens, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't come off, you can then run the singles. So there was a zero risk game in terms of Sam Curran. Taberi Shamsi, 3 overs, 1 for 27, economy of 9. Heinrich Klaassen, why are we bowling Heinrich Klaassen? Why? Why are we bringing in a part-time spinner? 1 over for 14 runs. What is the point? How can you play? How can you bowl your part-time spinner? And Shamsi, who went for 9, economy of 9, that would have helped, actually. He would have saved an extra 4 runs if he had kept that. You know, Quinton de Kock needs to have a serious look at himself in the mirror and how he actually brought on Heinrich Klaassen and the way he juggled his bowlers. Because Bjorn Hendricks bowled 4 overs, none for 56. 56. He accounted for almost a little shy of a third of the runs. And can we just look at the over where it all fell apart? 28 runs he conceded in over. It was disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. At the end of the 16th over, 129 for 4. They needed 51 from 24. They needed over 12 and over. That was the situation. Hendricks came on to bowl. 1 run. 4. 1. 5 wides. He should be dropped based on those 5 wides alone. Game on a knife edge. South Africa probably ahead. England really have to go for it. What are you going to do? You bowled a ball so far down leg. It almost went past Blooming square leg. It was probably one of the worst deliveries I've ever seen. You cannot do that in T20 cricket. It's something you see in Test cricket when someone is trying to bowl like 160 kilometers an hour. You don't see it in T20 cricket. You can't afford to do it. Next ball, 6. Then ball 2 wides. Then a 4. And then another wide. How do you bowl 8 wides in an over? 8 wides in an over in a T20 when you're trying to defend. And then 4. So from needing to go at a run rate of 12.75, needing 51 from 24 after 17 overs, the run rate had dropped to 9.23, 23 of 18. He should, if he pulls that shirt on again this series, it will be a disgrace from the selectors and the thing. And don't come with this, one game doesn't thing. I don't care. And I'm usually very, very happy to give people a chance and justify it. You cannot justify that performance. It was appalling. And we had an opportunity to go and make a big statement, get a win, and and I said, I'm going to say it, one person threw it away. Because after that over, Ngidi came in and bowled an over which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 wicket for 5 runs after that over. 18 of them 12. Now, if Hendricks had just gone for 14 runs, for half, for 14 runs, and Ngidi bowled that over, it would have meant that they would have needed 32 from 12. If Bjorn Hendricks had just gone for half. If he had just not bowled the wides, if he had just bowled legal deliveries and there were 8 runs, they would have needed 26 from 12. That is a whole different scenario. Rabada then went for 11 in the 19th, and then he had 7 from 6. Once again, if they just didn't bowl the extras, it could have been 13 from 6, which is still very, very chaseable, but it's a different ball game. Because when you suddenly have to go for boundaries, at 18 from 12, you need 2 boundaries. Or a couple of 2s, Whereas if you need 32 from 12, you need 26 from 12, you have to go boundaries. You have to take risks, and that's where wickets come going. He single-handedly threw away that match. And you look at his career at the moment, 13 T20 internationals, 20 wickets, and an economy of 8.94. That is not good enough. It is not good enough to be in the team right now. It is. I cannot actually understand, cannot comprehend how much we managed to throw that game away. From the England point of view, hats off to Johnny Bairstow, who pretty much single-handedly won. Only 2 players got above 20 for England. Bairstow with 86. That's between him and Stokes. He scored half the run. Stokes 37 from 27, Morgan 12 from 10. Bairstow 86 from 48, 179 strike rate. Brilliant performance. You can't take anything away from him. Some of the shots he played were fantastic. A couple of very sort of late, almost just guiding it over point for 6. He was fantastic. I'm a big Bairstow fan. I think he is a terrific cricketer, and I think that he suffers some dips in form, but when he's playing like this, he is a match winner. Jason Roy, duck. Good to see. Josh Butler, 7 of 6. So we made those inroads. Javed Malan was 19 of 20. He was going reasonably well, but we got the breakthrough. Ngidi and Linda got us major breakthroughs. Bairstow then got it in, and Bjorn Hendricks tossed the game away. And, then Sam Curran comes in and smashes 7 or 3. So it literally was down to 2 players. As I said, 2 players got above 20, and they chased down 179 because we conceded 28 runs in an over, because one bowler conceded 56 runs. I mean, you look at the bowling stats over here. The next worst after Hendricks, in terms of runs conceded, was a bowler with 32. So Hendricks conceded 24 more runs than the next best bowler. The next worst bowler. That puts into perspective. So yeah, I might sound like I'm harping about the same person, but it really was down to one performance. And it beggars belief why Anrich Nortje wasn't bowling today. Wasn't playing today. So, I'm sorry, if Anrich Nortje played today, we would have won that match. It's a big statement, but I genuinely think it is true. And that needs to change. And if it is a case of, quotas and hitting targets, then you bring Nortje in and you bring Reza Hendricks in for Heinrich Klaassen. Or you bring Boyan Fortuin in for Heinrich Klaassen. You can still bat a bit, and you can bowl, and you can put Anrich Nortje in. It was a very, very bad decision today to go with Bjorn Hendricks ahead of Nortje. And I'm not saying Klaassen did anything wrong. You can replace Pite from Bjorn as well, But if it is a case of having to hit targets, you make a plan. You have to have Anrich Nortje bowl and play today. It's one of the best bowlers in the IPL. Fantastic partnership with Kagiso Rabada, and he doesn't play today. It is a disgrace. And we had such a big opportunity to make such a big statement, and we didn't take it. We didn't take it. And there would have been lots of excuses of, well, we haven't played as much cricket and stuff like that. And that would have been fine, except that we didn't play badly. A lot of the team did really well. We looked like we were up for it. We didn't look like we hadn't played a lot of cricket. You've got to say, the likes of FWC, look, they have played a lot of IPL, but some players played really well. George Linder, what a fantastic debut. But it was undone by the actions of one player in one over. And I'm not happy about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really, really pissed off. I'm really upset that we threw that away, because it should have been a very big victory, but we didn't take it. So let me know in the comments. As I said, please do subscribe. Smash the like button as well. Hit the notifications. We're going to have more content looking at the different matches. Obviously, we're going to have to look at where we're going to fix this, how we fix this, and how we bounce back at par. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I will chat to you very, very soon.